Mindset Call. I want to welcome everybody onto today's Mindset Call. It's your girl, Nikki Knows Now, chairman here in I Am Mastery Academy. And today's Mindset Call is I Love Me. I want to ask you guys a question. What is it that you really want for your life? What is it that you really want for your life? What do you dream about? What are you dreaming to have for your life? What is the goal for you? Because a lot of times, sometimes, we get caught in the rat race. We get caught in the cycle. We get caught in the everyday activities of life that we forget about what we really want. So I want to ask you right now on this call, what do you really want, guys? What do you really want? And do you love yourself enough to fight for it? Do you love yourself enough to go hard for it? Do you love yourself enough to even believe that you deserve it? I love me. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Self-love. How to really love yourself so that you can get what it is that you want. And it's funny how Neno today, how many of you were on Neno's call today? He spoke a lot about loving yourself enough to understand not to waste your time. Not to allow anybody to waste your time, that your time is a commodity. And I was speaking to some of my private mentees just on Friday, and it was interesting because a lot of what Neno said, we spoke about on Friday. And it's interesting that he spoke about your time. Time being one of the most expensive commodities, guys. You can't get your time back. You can't get that time back. You can waste money and get it back. You can waste food and buy it back. But when it comes to your time, you can't waste your time and get it back. Now, what does self-love have to do with my goals and have to do with my time? Well, I'm going to tell you this, guys, is if you love yourself enough, if you truly love yourself enough, you won't waste your time. You won't allow anybody else to waste your time. You wouldn't be in situations that doesn't serve you and allow it consistently. So let's start this again, guys. What do you really want for your life? Ask yourself. Have you written it down? Do you say it every single day? Do you read it every single day? Is it there in your face, on your vision board every single day so you can see it? I can see it on my phone. I can see it on my phone. What I want every single day is written in my notes, in my book. Every single day. I know what I want specifically, right? Because sometimes we say we know what we want, but we don't. You say things like, I want financial freedom. Well, what does that mean? You say things like, I want joy, I want happiness, but what does that mean? Right? What does it actually mean to have peace? What is peace? Because if we are not specific with God, the atmosphere, the universe, whatever it is that you call it, you're not going to get specific results. And most people don't know what they want. Most people haven't got a Scooby-Doo what they want. Do you know what it is that you want out of your life? Some of you are manifesting 10,000 a month. Well, what is that 10,000 a month going to do for you? Okay, it will allow you to quit your job. Then what? Because sometimes we're so focused on chasing that income, so focused on chasing that money, that when you get there, you may not even know what it is that you want. Why do you want 10,000 a month? What is it that's going to happen when you hit that amount of money? Why do you want 25,000 a month? Why do you want 100,000 a month? Do you actually know what you want? Or are you just saying what you've heard other people say or what you think sounds right to say? Somebody said to me, well, Nikki, I want to quit my job. I said, well, how much is it going to cost for you to quit your job? What are you going to have to sacrifice? How much do you need to earn in this business for you to quit your job? Don't just tell me you want to quit your job, because that in itself isn't good enough. What do you need? What's going to allow you to quit your job? Well, Nikki, what's going to allow me to quit my job is $2,000 a month. Okay. So now we know you got to have $2,000 a month to quit your job. Let's break that down. What does that actually mean? So can you be specific with what you want out of life? Somebody put stability and freedom. What does that even mean? What does it mean to be stable? Because what my stable is and your stable may be different. So what is it that you want? If you have a mentor and you're telling your mentor what you want, your mentor can't teach you how to be stable and free. So if you can't be specific about what it is that you want, then you can't expect someone to teach you how to get there, because you don't know what it is that you want. Now let's take it a step back. Some people, they don't dream big. They dare not dream big because they just don't believe that they can achieve it. They don't love themselves enough to dare to think down that zone. They don't love themselves enough to think big. And that's how we hide behind the excuses. That's how we hide behind, oh, I've never done that before, or I don't do things like that, or that's not for me. But if you love yourself enough, you will understand that where you currently are isn't good enough for you. What you're currently doing right now is not where you're destined to be. So when you love yourself enough, you're like, hold up. Why have I got an alarm clock waking me up every morning to go and work for somebody else, to go and do all their jobs, to earn a little bit of money? I can't live like that. When you love yourself enough, you don't want to subject yourself to environments. You don't want to put yourself in situations that are not good enough for you. And then you begin to search for solutions that prevent you from putting yourself in those environments. Now you start to speak things like, I'm so happy and grateful now that by the 1st of December 2021, I'll be earning $10,000 a month, which will mean that I'll quit my job and my mum will be able to quit her job because I know it's already done. But you see, you don't speak like that because you don't believe yet. You don't believe that you deserve it yet. And so you say things like, I want to quit my job on the 1st of December. Instead of, I will be quitting your job. You know something about, what's the difference, guys, between I want to quit my job and I will be quitting my job? What's the difference? I want to quit my job on the 1st of December. I will be quitting my job on the 1st of December. I will be earning $100,000 a month. I want to earn $100,000 a month. One is confident, no doubt. The other one is full of doubt. Now, how do you speak? Because depending on how much you love yourself will depend on how you talk. What are the words coming out of your mouth on a day-to-day basis? Is it showing self-love or doubt? Now, one thing we know about this amazing opportunity that we have here in the Wealthier World is that you get paid based on your work ethic. You get paid based on what you do, not based on a boss promoting you, not based on what your mom says, not based on your degrees, not based on a piece of paper. You get paid based on what you do. So if there's anything you can guarantee, is your own work ethic. So if your own work ethic determines the outcome, why is it that you can't be confident in the outcome that's about to happen? You know why? Because you don't love yourself enough to hold yourself accountable to do the things that you know are going to get you what it is that you say that you want. So you give yourself the self-doubt talk because you don't believe that you can actually do it. This is not about anybody else. It's not about your mentor. This is not about the opportunity. This is not about the system, the software. This is about you loving yourself enough. You know, I love myself so much, right? That if there's an area within me that I don't like, I won't stop until I fix it. That's how badly I love myself. You see, some people don't love themselves enough that if there's an area they don't like, they settle and they allow it. And they just say, oh, that's how it's always been. That's just the way it is. Do you love yourself enough to change yourself? Do you love yourself enough to change your environment? Do you love yourself enough to speak differently, to walk differently, to talk differently? Do you love yourself enough to hold yourself accountable? And this is Accountability April. Hold yourself accountable to say, hold up, that wasn't self-love. Let me change that. When you hear something remotely negative, you're like, oh, no, don't say that. No, don't say that. I was telling some others on Friday that, we were waiting for a parcel at my house, and the parcel was going to come, I think it was going to come the Friday or Monday, they said, right? Friday or Monday. And they said Friday up to 5 p.m. or then it's Monday. So it was like 4:55, right? So 5 minutes left. And my husband turns around and goes, I guess it's coming on Monday. I was like, don't say that. That's negative affirmations. Don't say that. Don't say that. And I began to almost attack him. I was like, no, don't say that. Because it's a part of me. I don't want to hear anything remotely negative. I'm like, listen, that's negative. He's like, that's not negative. It's realistic. I said, no, it's not. And we got into a whole debate about whether it was realistic or negative. There is listen, until 5 o'clock comes, it is still coming. Some of you give up throw in the towel at 4:59, at 4:58, at 4:58. I'm still like, it's still coming. I'm holding out. He's like, oh, it's probably going to come. No. I don't want to hear probably. And this is where some of our language needs to change, because we say things like probably, maybe, hopefully. If you talk like that, guys, that's why that you give yourself excuses not to win. Maybe. Those words need to come out. It's either you did or you didn't. Like the try word. Why are we saying I tried? No, you didn't try. You either did or you didn't. And it might sound harsh. It might sound like, oh my gosh, but there is no try. You can't go to the mortgage company and say, I tried to pay. No, you either did pay or you didn't pay. I tried to go chairman. You either did go chairman or you didn't go chairman. If you are on your way to chairman, you are going chairman. You are chairman. The only way you're not chairman is when you quit. When you quit, you say, oh, I tried, because that sounds good. But no, it's not that you tried. You didn't do it. So you have to make sure that your language supports the goal and you love yourself enough to speak the truth to yourself. So you don't give yourself no kind of backdoor excuses why you haven't done something. You either did it or you didn't. Did you make your 10 calls today? I tried. No, you didn't. You either did it or you didn't. Did you go on the Go Live session today? Did you click into the Zoom links today? You either did or you didn't. But you got to love yourself enough to put your best foot forward for yourself. Love yourself enough to make sure that you talk what is going to be in alignment with your goals. And so some of us, we're not used to loving ourselves. We're used to loving other people, right? We're used to showing everybody else that love and not giving ourselves the love. But we have to love ourselves, because if you don't love yourself, your success is going to be limited, because that means you'll allow people to waste your time. So because it's the easy way out, you'll allow someone to waste your time. How many of you right now know that you have that person that when they pick up the phone and call you, you know there's no productivity coming out of that conversation, but you say, oh, they just needed someone to listen to them. I just sat and I just gave them my ear. I know they just needed to vent. I know that they just needed a sounding board. Put a number 1 in the chat if you have that. Let's be honest. Oh, I knew they just needed me. They didn't really need me to say anything, but they just needed me to, they just needed to sound off. Why is it that they feel like they can dump their stuff on you? Why is it that you ooze that about you? Hey, come over here. You got problems. Come over here and dump your problems on me. Come over here and I'll be your sounding board. Come over here and tell me all the negative stuff. Do you know, it's like what Neno said today, is if you keep surrounding yourself with negativity, it's hard to stay positive. How do you expect to surround yourself with negativity and still remain positive and still put your best foot forward? Now, I'm not talking about, a friend that needs you because their family members passed away or something like that. But I'm talking about the consistent ones that consistently dump their negativity on you, dump their stuff on you. Why do they come to you? What is it that you are oozing about you that says that that's what you're available for? What are you attracting into your life? Because I know for a fact, I made a decision a long time ago that when you connect with me, you're going to get solution. You're not going to get a massage or pity party. And so I have a friend that was going through some stuff. And when I found out later, I was like, why didn't you tell me? She's like, I didn't want a solution. I just wanted to moan about it. And I knew you're not the one. And I'm like, cool, she gets me. Because when we're having a conversation, my time is limited. So I'm not going to spend my time letting you just be upset and sad. And this is where we got to really be careful, guys, that we are not attracting sadness and we're not harboring sadness. Because I don't want none of my friends to harbor sadness, and I don't want to harbor sadness. And some of us are attracted to harboring sadness. And so now they come to you because they know what they're going to get. You're harboring sadness instead of saying, I hear you, girl. I know that's really tough, but what are we going to do about it? Let's fight this through together. What's the solution? What do you think we can do? Maybe we can do this. Maybe we can do that. But if you harbor in sadness, all that happens is it wastes your time. It wastes your time, and then it impacts you as a person because now you have just taken some of that sadness into you. How many of you have come off the phone with somebody and now you feel sad and down? You're like, oh my gosh, that situation has really affected me. And now it absorbs in your life. And so if you spend most of your time doing all that, what's going to happen, guys, is now you've surrounded your energy by attracting sadness, by attracting negativity. And some of us don't even realize that this is about self-love. Because if you love yourself enough, you're going to go, hey, girl, look, I hear what you got to say. All right, let's have a think about what we can do about this. And it may sound harsh, but some of you need to protect your time. Some of you need to protect your space. Some of you need to protect what's going on, because if you don't believe that you deserve more, that's when you open up yourself. That's why a lot of people, they don't come to me with certain things, because they know they're going to get solution. They know they're going to say, okay, I hear you. That's tough. How are we going to get through? What do we need to do about it? What can we do to make this better? Because I know there was a place where I was in my sadness for way too long and I needed someone to pull me out of it. And sometimes it may take a hot minute, guys. Some things are not just overnight. Some things are not just snap out of it. But what I'm teaching you is how to protect your time. Because if it's not an overnight fix, then it means that you can't do anything about it, even if you sat on the phone for 7-8 hours. So how do you guard your time? How do you love yourself enough to protect your mind, to protect your time? Who's in your circle? Who's in your circle right now? Who's your accountability partners right now? Are your accountability partners edifying you and helping you become better? Or are they dump? Here's all my problems, dump. Because if you have a dumping truck happening right now, you got to have some questions. There needs to be some questions asked. Who is it that I'm surrounded by? Who is in my circle? Is this circle helping me grow, or is it keeping me slow? What's going on? yourself enough to say, this circle isn't serving me. This isn't serving me. My goals and aspirations are big. My ideas, the things that I want to go for are big. Now, do the friends that you're listening to right now, do they have it? Who has it? Who has what you want right now? Because if you're not listening to those people and you're listening to the people that are struggling and dumping, that's where your hurdle comes. And there's something about being a boss about your own life. You see, a lot of people believe that being a boss is about bossing other people. No, being a boss is about bossing your own life, being in control of your own life. Are you truly in control of your life, or do you let certain things in your life control you? Oh, I've always done it this way. I've always woken up at this time. I've always gone that route. I've always done this. I've always done that. So now life begins to control you rather than you controlling your life. So the question I asked you at the beginning of this call is, what do you dream for your life? What do you dream for your life? Not your mom, not your spouse, not your children, your life. Not what they want for you. What do you want for your life? If there was no restrictions, no barriers, no boundaries, nothing, anything that you wanted, you could have, what would you have for your life? That's what I want you to think about, and that's what I want you to go for. What is it that you want for your life? And it's not, I just want to be happy. I just want to hit chairman. No, what is it that you want for your life? Because your vision has to be clear. It has to be so clear. So that you don't get distracted, so you can stay and ask, is this serving what I want for my life? And sometimes people may think it's arrogant because, they're not used to people that love themselves. So people don't understand. And I get it. I understand that a lot of people cannot submit to my mentorship because they're not used to when somebody loves themselves. Guys, if you're not used to loving yourself, you won't recognize when someone loves on you, because what you think love is and what love actually is for that person may be two different things. So let me tell you what love is for me. Love is for me picking up the phone saying, hey, Sonia, how are you doing? What's going on for you? What's your goal, Sonia? How are we going to get there? But Sonia, I haven't seen you posting on social media. I haven't seen you doing X, Y, Z. And I know if you do that, girl, I know you got it in you. That's going to help you get to the next level. Sonia, I don't think you should be doing your own flyers. I don't think you should create a new name. I think, Sonia, that you just need to stay focused on your goal and get to the next level by doing what it is that we are doing here in this system. I don't think you should open a new group chat at P150. I don't think that you should go around, knocking on doors. I don't think you should recreate the wheel. I think you need to do, but Nikki, I thought of this name, Nikki, and I want to call us, the Rosie Wealthiers. And I'm saying, well, Sonia, I think that's going to cause divide, Sonia, because if you do that, Sonia, you're going to cause divide and it's going to distract you away from what you see. Mentorship isn't supposed to say what you want to hear. Mentorship is to keep you on track, to keep you focused. And you see, that type of love could make you think that person's hating on you or that person's trying to stop you, when in fact all they're trying to do is help you get to the next level quickly and stop you from messing yourself up. And can you love yourself enough to allow somebody to correct you? Do you love yourself enough to allow mentorship? Do you love yourself enough to say, hey, okay, this person has the results that I want. There's no reason why they would want anything bad for me. They must want good for me, because what are they going to get by telling me the wrong thing?
Yeah, well, you're going to put that one, yeah? Yep. Look at that one, yeah?
So it's so important that we can recognize love, because when you love yourself, you're then able to recognize when others love you. How many of you remember parents back in the day? They called it tough love, right? But we knew our parents loved us, but it was called tough love. And so if you're not careful, if you don't love yourself enough, the very thing that's put in your life to help you grow, you reject it, you turn it away because you don't recognize what love actually is. But let me tell you this, guys, in order for you to really love yourself, you got to be a boss over your own life. It's time to boss up. And you can't be a boss and a wimp. You can't. You can only be one. You can't be a boss and a wimp. And it's not time to wimp out. It's not time to wimp out. You cannot be a boss and a wimp at the same time. Yeah, but Nikki, they always call me and I feel bad. Do you think a boss, I want you guys to type any boss that you know, Elon Musk, Oprah, go ahead and type a famous boss in the chat. A boss that you know is a boss all the way up, right? Could be a billionaire, could be anybody that you know. Type in the chat right now, a boss that you know. Carol, you got I receive it, Carol, thank you. A famous boss that you know. Warren Buffett. I got Nicki, Jay-Z, the Queen, Kim K, Tyler Perry, Beyonce. Now, I want you to think about all of those people right there. Elon Musk, Whoopi Goldberg, Kanye, Gordon Ramsay, Richard Branson. And these people you call a boss, right? And go ahead and type your mentoring. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. There you go. Now, what do you think these people would do if somebody was calling them to waste their time and complain? What do you think they would do? Do you think they have the time to sit for 6-7 hours listening to somebody dump? Do you think they have the time for 6-7 hours hearing people say, I'm not sure if this opportunity is for me. I don't love myself enough to stay in this environment that's creating millionaires and billionaires. You know, I run out of money. I made a mistake. I blew my account. What do you think these bosses would say to individuals that are complaining, moaning, dumping? Do you think they would sit there and say, well, they just wanted a sounding board? How do you think millionaires and billionaires behave? They filter their calls. Secretary would block the call. Short conversation. Ask the question, what are we going to do to move forward? So why is it we come in environments like this and we think it's anything different? We believe that people should spend more time, like hours and hours, massaging people who don't want to put the work in. Because the answer is simple. To every problem, the answer is work. Believe it or not, you may not want to hear it, but to every problem that you have, the answer is work. The answer is pick up the phone and invite more people to the opportunity. The answer is go on more Instagram lives. The answer is go on more Go Live sessions. The answer is place more trades. No matter what the problem is, guys, the answer is always the same. Work. But because we want our egos massaged and we want someone to tell us that it's okay, that we haven't done anything. Listen, if you're brand new on this call and you've just joined, don't waste your first 4 weeks saying, I just want to watch videos. Come and make money. Ain't no one going to sit there and force the money in your pockets. You have to be the one to move. But you see, you got to love yourself enough. You see, when I first came in, I was a platinum 600 in 2 weeks. I picked up the phone. I was like, listen, if one thing I can guarantee, I can't guarantee the market. I can't guarantee the buy and sell is going to go the right way. But I can guarantee if I pick up the phone 12 times and keep getting people on those calls, I know I'm going to make back my money. But you see, that's a boss mentality. That's what Oprah would do. Some of us are saying, I want to wait until I've mastered the markets. Shout out to Olivia. The person who brought her in, guys, is no longer here at the moment. But she's a platinum 600 and she's trading and she's quit her job. What are we talking about here? We're in an opportunity where you get paid for your own work ethic. So if that means you got to love yourself enough to stop telling yourself excuses so you get the income that you desire, maybe that's what we got to do. Because if you don't love yourself, you start telling yourself things like, maybe somebody else should have taught me this. And the reason why they're over there is because they got a mentor and they got that person over there. And I need this and I need that. No, you don't. You have everything you need on the inside of you. You have everything you need. But the problem is everyone's worried about other people's opinions, and bosses don't worry about other people's opinions. Most people, you guys have heard the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, 95% of people are stuck. 95% of people are stuck. So we're sitting here worried about what the majority of people think about us, and the majority of people who think about us are stuck. So why are you going to sit worrying about other people's opinions when most of the people's opinions that you're thinking about, they're not even living a good life? They hate their life. I read a post today that said, if you're worried about being talked about and you're worried about people not liking you, business and being a boss is not for you. You got to shake off. You got to remember that you're part of a 5%. 5% of people that are making the most money in the world. So that means you're going to be different to the majority. It means that a majority of individuals may have a different opinion to you, and you got to be okay with that. You got to love yourself enough. Listen, when someone disagrees with me, I'm like, okay, no problem. I love myself enough that I know what I know in my mind, that I'm not going to sit here to justify to you. I justified it to myself. We ain't got no time going back and forward. When someone says to me, is trading a scam? And I'm like, look, it's not a scam. I've been doing it for a long time. Is building this business a scam? I heard it's a pyramid and all these different things. I'm like, look, it isn't. All right. We've done a lot of things and this is what we've done, but I'm not here to justify to you. If you don't believe, you're turning down the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm not going to beg you to join this opportunity. This opportunity's changed my life. I'm grateful. I'm honored to be here. And so that's about posture, guys. You got to recognize that sometimes, people looking at the way that you react, and if you look desperate, that's probably why they're de-edifying the opportunity. But when you get challenged or when people say things and it's completely incorrect, you don't have to fight that battle. The battle's not yours, that's for sure. The battle is not yours. I can tell you guys now, you can see my top, it's orange. And if I say to you guys, this top is black, this is a black top, are you going to sit and argue with me knowing that you can see it's orange? We can all see it's orange. Like when you know what you know, you don't have to argue with a fool. You don't have to argue with a fool. Like some of you are wasting so much time and putting energy in areas that you just don't need to. When you know what you know, you got no one to justify. You let your results do the talking. But you see, because you don't love yourself, that insecurity wants to prove them wrong. You got to love yourself better than that, sis. You got to love yourself better than that, brother. That you don't have to prove to nobody what you're doing, because what you're doing, you are in an elite crew. Only 5% of people gain access to this. Only 5% of people gain access to this type of knowledge. So when you're speaking to the 95%, of course they don't understand it. They've never been exposed to it. It's almost like Oprah trying to teach you to be a billionaire. You've never been a billionaire before. Do you think Oprah's going to be like, look, I'm a billionaire. I'm trying to teach you to be a billionaire. You don't want to hear it. No problem. Stay in your lane. I want you to think, what would Oprah do? When you make moves, what would Oprah do? Or whoever it was that you put there, what would Beyonce do? What would all the names that you put in? And you gotta love yourself to know that you're a boss. You're a boss. I love me. I am a boss. I'm not a boss over people. I'm a boss over my own life. I know what I allow in, and I know what I don't allow in. I know what my standard is, and I know the level that I'm going to, and I know the type of people that I'm attracting around me, and I know the type of people that I'm not going to have around me, have in my circle. And so I know the type of work ethic that I need to put in, because I love myself enough for the big goal that I'm going for. I know the work ethic that's going to take me. Do you love yourself enough to put the work in? Do you love yourself enough to remove anything, anyone, any obstacle that's in your way right now? You have the power to do that. You have the power to allow and reject anything from your life. Doubts, negativity, forms of depression, forms of hatred, forms of jealousy, all these things you have the power to reject. And in its replacement, gratitude, love, honor, respect, goals, big goals. You have the power to accept and reject anything from your life. But will you? But will you? Or will you take the easy route? Because right now, I tell you this, what's happening to you is not a decision by you. You're just allowing anything to happen to you. Anybody can access you. Anyone can, come to your house. Would you just let any random stranger in your house? Would you trust them in your house? Would you say to a stranger, hey, I'm going out right now. Come on into my house. Come on into my house. I'm going to go on the school run. I'll leave you in the house. Help yourself, and I'll see you when I come back. Would you do that to a complete stranger in your house? Because that's what some of you do with your mind. That's what some of you do with people that don't serve you any good, and you just allow them in to root around your head, play around with whatever it is, steal your joy, steal your pleasures, steal your goals, steal your, positive mindset, and they run off with it in the dark. And you wonder why you don't feel good. You wonder why after their interaction you feel a little down. You see nothing has gone up. So guys, just to summarize right now, we got to really love ourselves enough to really change the way we walk and talk. Hold ourselves accountable to the things that we know we said we want to do. Be around the right people. Question the people that you're around. Question their motives. Question what it is that they're saying to you. Is it edifying? Or is it living rent-free in your mind, stealing your joy? We got to learn to embrace love, recognize love when there is true love, accept correction, and reject negativity. You see, sometimes we confuse negativity with correction. And you got to be able to spot the difference between negativity and correction. Let me tell you what negativity is, and let me tell you what correction is. Correction will make you better. Correction is giving you a tangible step or steps to make you better. Negativity is usually talking down, is diminishing the goal, is keeping you in the same place or taking you back. Negativity never pushes you forward. It always keeps you stagnant or brings you back. Do you notice, guys, let me tell you this, how you recognize visionaries, which is who you want to hang around, to people that are mood hoovers. They suck the energy out of any kind of mood. Visionaries focus forward. Mood hoovers always talk about the past. If you're surrounded by people that constantly remind you of the past, you don't want to be around them. Like, okay, let's talk future. Yeah, but my baby father left me. Okay, I hear he left you, but what are we going to do about it? How are we going to get stronger? Maybe we can get you on some mindset calls. Maybe I can, help you. What do we need to do? Oh, yeah, but, this person said that about me. Okay, why do we keep talking about the past? Where are we going to go? A visionary is going to keep taking you forward. What do we do next? How do we move from this? What do we do tomorrow? What do we do now? The mood hoover is going to keep you going back, keep you looking back. Oh, look what they said. Look at this back here. You don't want to be connected to people that keep you in the past. Do you remember when? Do you remember this? We need to go forward. We need to move forward. We need to be hitting the next goal. We need to be talking about overcoming. We need to keep going forward. You got to have a clear mind. Because when you react in emotions, you get emotional results. And they're not good results. How do you clear your mind? What do you do to clear your mind, to clear your head? Is it sitting down to yourself in the morning, meditating, listening to, some calming mindset? What is it that you do to clear your mind? Because when your mind's clear, you can see things from a clear place. You can hear things from a clear place. But when you're emotional, that's normally when the mood hoovers attack. When you're emotional, you got to have a clear head so you can spot things when they're coming, so you can be resilient, so you can be proactive. Clear your mind. In such a busy world, we need to be able to sit down and just think to ourselves. Mine's in the bath. When I'm in the bath, I'm just there, clearing my mind, thinking about where I want to go, strategy, special announcements. So clear your mind. Speak positive words out of your mouth. Stop telling yourself that I tried and maybe you didn't try. You either do or you don't. Don't say things like maybe and if and I want to. No, I will be. This is what I've made. I've made a decision, and by the 1st of December 2021, I will be a chairman. Some of you need to speak it like that and stop saying I want to be a chairman. I will be. I am a chairman on the 1st of December 2021. I will have $1 million in my trading account. I will have 100,000 in my trading account. You guys already know that's my word, Candy. Decide. Make a decision. The word decide, just like homicide, pesticide, these words mean to kill. And decide means to kill the alternative. So because you have all these, if it works, if it fails, at least I got my job. Because you have that alternative, that's what keeps you stuck. You got to decide, kill the alternative. Make a decision to win on a big scale. And watch how you start to put yourself in environment. Watch how you start waking up earlier. Watch how you get yourself on the mindset calls. How many of you said, oh, I don't wake up early enough? No, you can. But what you say out of your mouth is what you condition yourself to. So now you start to speak what you want. Now you start to say, I am going to exercise. I am going to get on those mindset calls. I am going to start trading daily. I am going to pick up the phone. I believe that this works. I know it works. So I'm going to pick up the phone. I've got a business. I run a business. Now, I said this on one of the calls at 9 o'clock, and I'm giving a lot of source on those calls, guys. You should really go on them. And I said on the call at 9 o'clock the other day, I said, if you are in this business, regardless whether you are here to build, trade, or whatever, if you are in this business and you have not got your website in your bio, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, you're playing yourself. You have a whole business and you have not put your link in your bio. There are customers out there ready to buy from you, but because you haven't put your link in your bio, nobody knows you're running a business. Oh, but Nikki, I'm scared. I've never done this before. Fear is not going to make you a millionaire. Why is your link not in your bio? Put your link in your bio. I'm not even telling you to I'm saying put your link in your bio. Someone's going to click your link. And make sure your page is open. Open your store. This is an online business, guys. Now, as you guys know, I said I had a special announcement. I'm going to give you a few little tips right now in regards to DCX Academy. Of course, you know your girl loves a Bitcoin. Bitcoin dropped a little bit over the weekend. So Bitcoin right now is on sale, guys. Bitcoin is on sale. So everyone should be buying Bitcoin right now. Everyone should be topping up their Bitcoin wallets. Whether it is £5, £10, £20, £100, Bitcoin right now is on sale. Bitcoin is on sale. How many of you have purchased Bitcoin in the last 24 hours? Right? We should know this. We're in this community. Bitcoin's on sale right now. Everyone, when Bitcoin goes on sale, we sell it on MetaTrader 4 and we buy it in our crypto wallet. If you haven't already done so, you need to purchase some. You can thank me later. Guys, I dropped this XRP on the end of one of these calls. And on the back of that, there's a lot of fat wallets on this call. But you got to show up. Being a boss, part of being a boss is about showing up, even on the bad days. Not just on the good days. Talking in the chats, being visible. Because that's where you're going to get the information, guys. So here's what we're going to do, guys, as we wrap up this call. All right. I hope you found value from this call, guys. I hope that you are ready to boss up. I want you to make the takeaway a call to action that I want you to do, guys, is to be unapologetic about your future from today on. I want you to be unapologetic about wanting to be rich, wanting to be wealthy. Because I think it's one of them things where people say, oh, you know, being rich is like showing off. And we've always associated money with showing off. But now we got to change our mindset, guys. Don't be apologetic about wanting to be rich, wanting to be wealthy, because how do you help people back home if you don't have money? How do you help the homeless if you don't have money? I want you to be unapologetic about being wealthy in different areas of your life. Financial, yes, relationships, resources. This is a wealthy, group that we're in here, guys. This is a wealthy community. We have so many resources that help people to apply wealth strategies that you just wouldn't get out there. That's more than the subscription that people pay for. Don't be apologetic about being around wealthy people and being in a wealthy community. I want you to be completely unapologetic about that. Also, as well, discipline. Because discipline is the only thing that's stopping you from getting to the next level. The only thing that's stopping you right now from getting to the next level is discipline. Can you love yourself enough to discipline yourself? Discipline yourself. Don't tell yourself you're doing so much and you're doing a lot. Discipline yourself. Love yourself enough to discipline yourself. Because guys, once you can lead yourself, there's nothing that you can't have. If you can lead yourself, there is nothing that you cannot have. And so I want us to start this call in the way that we ended it. All right. And before I give you the instructions, I want to tell you that it's not easy being a boss. It's not easy to love yourself enough to hold yourself accountable, but stick to your word. Make yourself a promise and stick to your word. In times when they get tough, you may take a moment, you may pray, you may speak affirmations, whatever it may be, but never give up. Stick to your word. Because even if you move 1% better, that's a whole 365% at the end of the year. And sometimes we may feel like we're not moving as fast as we want, but we're faster than we would have been if we wasn't in this community. Don't use words like I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed. Don't say words like that. Push through. Make it happen for yourself. And so I want us to end this call, guys. Right? We're going to be bold, we're going to be direct, and we're going to be intentional. We're going to be intentional with everything that we do. We're not going to let anyone dump any rubbish on us. We're not going to be the dumping block. We're going to focus on solutions. We're going to make sure our spirits are high. We connect to high-spirited people. We surround ourselves in the right environments, hold ourselves accountable. And most importantly, we're going to love ourselves. So I want you one more time to type in the chat box, I am a boss and I love myself. And then what I want us to do, guys, is I want us to type in the Discord chat in the mindset section. So many of you don't do it in the mindset section. In the mindset section on Discord, 3 takeaways that you got from this call, and then go into your group chats and put 3 takeaways in there as well. All right. So with that being said, guys, you can catch me on the 9 p.m. For those of you that are trading live tomorrow, there's so many live sessions, so keep a lookout in Discord. And I'm going to see you guys at 9 p.m. on the opportunity call tomorrow to help even more wealthier world members get started in this academy. So go ahead and share that link and help somebody else to join this family. All right. So go ahead, guys, jump into Discord.